All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the Deep in the Heart of Texas. This is America First coming at you. Just saw a press conference, kinda address to the press from President Biden about the problems at the border. Finally, Sleepy Joe has woken up and he has decided to address these problems at the border. It's amazing. It only took him about 2 months to do it, but wow. And the big take from there is it's all Trump's fault. Really, it's all Trump's fault, okay? Not only is there gang violence and natural disasters and corrupt governments and poverty going on in Central and South America, like they always are, but now the surge is officially Trump's fault because, well, Sleepy Joe said so. Yeah. I'm sorry. I follow the border because, I live in Texas and, we like to do that sort of thing. And the spikes really weren't that bad when Trump was in office. Yeah, we had that spike in 2019, but 2020, they were well on the decline. We had a trickle of people, trying to get across the border, and they were getting apprehended and they were getting sent home, which is what needs to happen because we had policies in place. We had, things like stay in Mexico. We didn't have catch and release. People were processed and then they were sent home. Kids were processed, sent home. Okay, this is what needs to happen. Okay, if you're selling your kids to a coyote to take them north to get them into the United States, that's called human trafficking. That makes you a criminal. I'm sorry, it really does. And thank you, Joe Biden, for making the Customs and Border Patrol officers part of human trafficking by taking these kids in, processing them, and then sending them all over the United States. You've made Customs and Border Patrol a link in human trafficking. So we want to thank you for that. Next, I'd like to say Kamala Harris. Imagine this: Kamala Harris is being appointed as the go-between between the United States and Central and South America to stem the flow of illegals across the southern border. Yeah, like we didn't see that coming, okay? So Sleepy Joe has appointed Shadow President Harris to take control of that. That is not a surprise at all. I'm surprised she didn't say I'm taking control of it without his permission. But what I can't get over is that they say it's Trump's fault. That Trump started this with his draconian thinking and his draconian policies and not letting people across the border. Okay, I don't understand how that works. If the previous administration set up policies in place, started building a freaking wall, and said, "Hey, don't come to America because we will send you home." How is it the previous administration's fault that all of a sudden there's a surge on the border? I, I don't understand that. But I'll tell you, what all this comes down to is the fact that the administration is trying to backstep. And I got a news flash for everybody that watches the news and hasn't figured it out yet. Here's your news flash. President Biden and Shadow President Camela Harris have no intention of visiting the border. They don't. Stop asking. They don't want to go. They don't want to see it for themselves. Don't want to see the mess that they have caused. Okay? They don't. They want to turn a blind eye to it, As far as stemming the flow of immigrants across the border, they're not going to address that. They're not going to address the problem now. The problem that they have caused in the last 2 months, they don't want to address that particular problem. What they want to address is how do they slow it down in the future and how can we politicize it in order to use it in the next campaign. That's what they are trying to do. They're creating this big border surge, blaming it on President Trump, And then they're going to turn around and, mark my words, in 2023, they will use this as a political point for their reelection. Whoever the president happens to be at the time, who I think it's going to be Shadow President Camela Harris. But they don't want to address what's happening right now. What they're going to do once they start talking to Central and South America and start putting Trump's policies back in place, like stay in Mexico, and maybe even finish the border wall, they're going to write it off. They're going to, they're going to do a redo. They're going to, oh, well, let's just say the last 2 months don't count. And then they're going to go for amnesty for all these people that have already crossed the border. Why do you think that they are not giving them court dates? They have no intention of taking them to court. They have no intention of trying to send them back home. That's why they are doing the bare minimum of documentation before they release them. It's ridiculous. It really is. And I really hope that you, as citizens of the United States, will take this piece of advice. You need to write your Congress people, write your representatives, write your senators, send them an email, send them a letter, call their office, and you need to tell them illegals need to go home. We do not want 11, 12, 13 million more unemployed, undereducated people in the United States competing for jobs. We need to take care of America first. That's it. America needs to come first. Joe Biden needs to live up to his campaign expectations. He needs to start uniting the United States, not coming up with more reasons to divide the United States. He needs to fix the problems that we have at home. And that does not include gun control. That does not include canceling culture, getting rid of Dr. Seuss and Pepe Le Pew. Are you fucking serious right now? Yeah, you're focused on Dr. fucking Seuss and Pepe Le Pew. Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous. Fix the real problems that we have. President Biden, Shadow President Kamala Harris, stop being divisive. Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, quit being divisive. Work as a team to fix the problems here at home. That's what you need to do as leaders. And until that happens, you are not going to have the support of the majority of the American people. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the way it's going to be. And pretty soon, the American people are going to start speaking out even more. They're going to start protesting. And you're not going to be able to stop that unless you take away our rights even more than you're trying to now. That's all I have. Tune back in, and I hope to hear back from you in comments.